Hello guys, it's Night Flame, and today guys I will be giving you a review for Spider-Gwen issue number 3. Third issue of Spider-Gwen. What happens in this issue, we'll find out. But this is the variant cover. I guess it really doesn't, show anything from inside the issue. But basically the regular cover is Spider-Gwen and Spider-Woman from the 616 universe. So what is going on in this issue? We'll find out. Let's get into Spider-Gwen number 3. And spoilers will happen, so if you guys don't want to get spoiled, don't watch it, but spoilers will happen. The first, I'll summarize it first and then I'll give you my verdict or my thoughts on the issue. So the comic opens up with the Spider-Gwen band. They're gonna go basically to, I guess, a cabin in the woods for a vacation. I'm not sure why, but they're all kind of pissed because Gwen, she's missing again. She is always not on time, and they're wondering why. Why is Gwen so, like, not punctual? But anyways, that happens, and then we see that Spider-Gwen has visited Jessica. She went to the 616 universe to basically get off some handcuffs. And, Jessica helps her and they're talking about, the Gwen from the 616 and about how she didn't have a future. And that's not the sad part about it. I know, the sad part about it is not that she died, but it's that she got her future taken away from her. She could have been so many things, but that all ended by the Green Goblin. And they're talking about that, and Spider-Woman is like, you know what? You should ask Peter for his thoughts on Gwen. You should talk to him. And then she's like, I don't want to talk to Peter. He died in my universe, so it'll be awkward if I talk to him. And, it'll be awkward as well if he talks to me because I died. And, it's an awkward combo that they will have. And I think this is kind of setting up for a possible, like, Gwen and Peter issue where they just talk, which will be interesting. But that happens. And then, we see the cops finding a connection to basically every case that has happened since issue number 1. They were talking about, the Vulture, about he at first wanted to tell them who was under the mask, but then, suddenly Matt Murdock talked to him and now he doesn't want to speak. And they're looking for a connection, and at the end they end up finding a connection between Captain Stacy and Spider-Gwen, and they think that Spider-Gwen is somehow like his bodyguard, and they're trying to take over Kingpin's like plays, and he's trying to become the new Kingpin. And it doesn't make sense, but all the cops are like, yeah, that's what's happening. He's trying to team up with Spider-Gwen to basically become the rulers of Kingpin. And it doesn't make sense, but they're like, yeah, that's, it sounds reasonable. And Matt Murdock suddenly finds out about this. He goes and visits Captain Stacy, telling him that, contact me if you need someone to represent you. I will gladly help you. And this is weird because we know that Matt Murdock is not a good person, so what is going to happen there, we're not so sure. But the cliffhanger of this issue comes with basically Harry Osborn coming back. We haven't seen him apparently for 2 years, and Gwen is just like happy to see him. They kind of reminisce about being the three amigos with Peter and themselves. And Harry ends up telling Gwen that he has been, training with S.H.I.E.L.D., the military, to basically avenge Peter because he feels like he's responsible for, Gwen. Like, he's responsible for Peter's death, and he says he wants to kill Spider-Gwen and, finally earn some justice. And he, doesn't know that he's talking to Spider-Gwen himself. So what is happening? We all know, this is kind of like situational irony. But yeah, that happens. And at the end, the cliffhanger is that Harry, he, like I said, he trained with S.H.I.E.L.D., and he has a lot of money, and he trained with the military. And we find out that he has taken, I guess, the mantle of the Green Goblin, and he's gonna finally put justice to Peter Parker's death. And that's where the issue ends. So what did I think about Spider-Gwen number 3? I thought this issue was okay. It wasn't my favorite issue of the whole series. I was expecting way more from the whole interaction between Spider-Gwen and Spider-Woman. I felt like it should have been more of a deep conversation, because in this issue, Spider-Woman was like, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm eating a lot, and I'm like, I'm ordering food, I just eat a lot of butter, and I feel like the only thing she was talking about was butter. And that kind of took me out. I thought they were gonna have a deep conversation about how she's pregnant and she doesn't know what's gonna come out of here and what might happen, and Spider-Gwen might like cook for her or something. It would have been interesting to see more of a like one issue about them reminiscing about the past and how Spider-Woman took up the mantle and how she was at first perceived, and giving her, I guess, some advice, but that didn't really happen. It was just, I don't know, the writers kind of made it a humorous interaction, and I think it should have been like a really sentimental interaction because both of them are Spider-Womans. And Jessica, who was older, she could have been like, okay, this is what happened when I started, let me give you some advice. But that didn't happen, and I guess that was a huge nitpick for me. And also the whole Harry thing was, a cool, I guess, surprise in this issue, but it felt random, because he came back, and I don't know, they should have, I guess, solicited that, but I'm not really in against that whole moment. I liked it. It was a fun moment. And yeah, the cliffhanger, I guess, did made me kind of mad because every person who has come across Gwen's way has tried to send her to jail. And every hero we know, like the Punisher, Captain America, Green Goblin, he wasn't really a hero, but I guess in this series he's a hero. They're all trying to send Gwen to justice, and it's kind of repetitive. There hasn't really been a hero that's like, oh, let me be your ally, let me team up with you. And yeah, I don't know. This whole thing is repetitive. It was the same thing as issue number 2. Captain America showed up and she teamed up with Gwen, but at first she was like, "Let me send you to jail. You deserve to be in jail for the death of Peter Parker." Same thing is happening with Green Goblin. We'll see where this ends. But yeah, that's a huge nitpick I have. Also, the whole interaction with Spider-Woman, I had a huge nitpick with that. The art is still really good. Having that interaction, at least having some sort of interaction with her was interesting, but I was expecting way more out of it. So Spider-Gwen, for me, I give an 8 out of 10. I think it's the weakest issue of the series so far. We'll see, what happens next issue, but hopefully, we have a cool battle and a lot of character development in the next issue. So Spider-Gwen number 3 for me gets the 8 out of 10. And, even though I wasn't really thrilled with it, I still suggest you guys to pick it up. It was a fun issue. If you want to see a fun interaction between Gwen and Spider-Woman, I think you should pick it up. So this is not my pick of the week, but it's a good, interesting issue. 8 out of 10, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you like this video. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and have a nice day, guys. Goodbye.